What is up, everybody? This is Recap Rewind. I am J-Lag and I am here with
N-Bea,
and we are covering off
Chapter 7,
Riverdale.
In a Lonely Place.
In a Lonely Place.
It was kind of lonely.
It was.
It was pretty real.
Yeah, I think the first line in the entire show, this episode, is what makes a place feel like home.
He started off with his word again. He's like, home. What is a home?
Yeah. So we booked that part. It's definitely that. So.
But the beginning scene was really cool because it was a retro 1960s little scene in the beginning of the episode.
Was it?
Yeah, because they were in their
right
high school costume and
okay, so
Betty and Veronica looked very comic booky.
Right, so we can start off with that. So Jugs Kenza has a little dream. He's in a dream sequence. He's talking about what a home means, and he's sitting at the dinner table with Betty as his girlfriend.
His girl,
and Jason's alive. I love that this guy's always just alive in dreams.
And he doesn't talk. He never talks.
Imagine he has this really high squeaky voice. He's like, hey guys, I'm Jason Blossom. So he's in the dream.
He's with Polly.
And she's still pregnant. And
why was Veronica there though?
They're all just friends. They're all
True.
a little
okay.
a little potluck dinner.
Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, and then it comes
because the mom was there too.
Yeah.
Alice.
Alice Cooper. And then at the end of it, Archie goes, why did you stab me in the back? And then it turns around.
He turns around.
Dad, what did you do? And then he turns around, there's a knife in his back.
Yeah, because he feels bad about
kissing
his girl Betty.
Kissing the Betty. And then he wakes up, and then it turns out that Jugs is living at school.
So sad. This kid is
the
so
saddest
sad.
Story of all time. So yeah, he's living at school. He takes a shower, and then while he's taking a shower, he gets out and he's in the bathroom mirror, and Archie's like, "Yo, what you doing in here?"
Sash, why was Archie there though?
I'm assuming he's there for practice.
But no one else saw him.
But nobody else was
he was the only one.
No one else was at practice, I guess.
He was just the quarterback practice.
Don't tell me that Archie's the keener in this whole school.
But that's what
why
I mean.
is he at school at
no
8
one else
o'clock in the
booked
morning?
him, only Archie.
Yeah.
If this happened when Grundy was still there, I would believe it.
Yeah.
Because I'd be they were getting it in before school started. And that's why Archie was there. But no, why is he there?
Who knows? So Jugs obviously asks him not to tell.
Also, side note though, but Juggy has a nice body.
Oh, okay.
I booked it. I was like, damn, he's cute. He has nice arms.
Yeah, I mean he's a cute,
but he looks kind of scrawny. That's why I was
ooh.
Because he was half naked. So
I think
I was just looking.
I was like, Jesus. Anyway, so Jugs, once he gets his clothes on, he shows Archie his little closet space. He's living like Harry Potter in a little janitor's closet.
His cans of soup on the side. Archie's bruh, how you living like this though? He's come and stay with me.
Also, does he not think that he's that good friends with Archie that he could have never asked him?
That's where I was bro, he's your best friend. Yeah. You guys are almost brothers. Why are you living with him?
How did he just find out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Even in that episode where he's at the drive-in theater, I was like, does Archie not know any of this?
Yeah.
But I also think they say that because Archie was screwing his teacher for 4 months.
He's oblivious to life.
He's so oblivious.
Yeah.
So he didn't really care.
I just think in general Archie's very slow to the game. He's very slow to picking up on things. And so at this particular point in time, he's don't tell anybody, especially don't tell Betty.
Yeah.
And then he's like, okay.
He's like, okay, but wait, why Betty?
But he doesn't say that
he's
just yet.
If anything, it's Veronica.
Yeah, he's like, yeah.
He's like, yeah, true, don't tell her either.
Yeah. Because, she's obviously thing. So,
because she's a snob.
Yeah. So then it cuts to V and
Veronica,
and she's throwing shade at her mom, still continually throwing shade. She's pissed at her mom.
I love how she was like, I got my Glamazon order.
Yeah.
This girl has knockoffs to everything. Because later on she talks about her American Excess card.
Oh yeah.
Did you notice how they can't say the name? I was dying.
I didn't see that part.
I was dying.
I didn't notice that part. So the mom gets cheese because she's like, what are you doing right now? And then
but she also can't say anything because she knows that
why.
she's at her. So
she knows what she did.
She's like, you ordered, we don't have money. She's like, yeah, mom, well, F you.
Yeah. Or F Fred. She's pissed.
F Fred.
And so then they're at school, and
Dude, this
Veronica's
killed
like,
me.
because they're talking about how crazy things are happening, like crazy things are happening right now, and Veronica's like, guys, let's just move.
She's like, let's just dip.
like I'm like, yeah, same girl. Like, let's just leave.
Yeah.
Like, why are you guys all in this like crazy
Yeah.
ass town? And then, okay, so this is the one thing that I was.
I
and
really hope that you're gonna book this.
the same situation. Does anyone else, including you, N-Bea, does anyone else think that it's ridiculous that they're trying to keep a secret about Polly while they're in the fucking rec room?
Yes. First of all, they're like
What?
talking about it. I'm like, there's people around. I'm like, why are you guys
They're
talking
like,
about
guys,
this?
this is a secret. We can't tell anybody.
You can't tell anyone.
But they're like
and then
yelling.
There's a girl in highlighter green standing right behind them who's like pure lurking. Who the hell wears highlighter green? First, that's number one.
First of
her
all.
sweater was so vibrant, my eyes were like burning.
I think they wanted you to see
Well,
her.
obviously, she's like, huh? And then
then
she
she's like,
starts like
text.
texting someone.
But like, it's so ridiculous. Like, we definitely can't tell Cheryl.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are in the middle of the in the
Student
school.
lounge,
What's
yeah.
what's wrong
And like
with
everyone
you guys?
knows Cheryl. Yeah, it was kind of
Like,
it was
I
pretty
like, you
stupid
guys
on their
are
part.
So stupid. What
Yeah.
part of it did you think was weird?
Kevin, he had a weird look on his face.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Okay. I just feel like he's always wide-eyed and like looking at people.
And maybe that's what it is. I feel like everyone has a chance to talk. He doesn't really talk sometimes.
Yeah.
But they just look to him, like they cut
like,
to his
cut to
face.
him. Mhm.
And I'm like, but they didn't come back, so I was like, why is he looking even that weird
So,
look?
like, they
But
just
maybe I'm
seen
just
it.
like looking into it too
Okay.
much. I don't know.
I mean, yeah,
You never
maybe.
know.
And then there's a moment in time where we see what we've been seeing in these preview photos of Jugs kind of putting his hand on Betty's shoulder
and then she
trying to
grabs
comfort
his
her.
hand, which is like the indicator
Right.
of like, okay, like
Something
something has
special is
happened
happening.
before
Yeah.
this.
And so then
Oh my God, this
Archie
part
side
killed
books
me.
it, and then V side books it too. Veronica
But
side
like
books
it
it
took
too.
so long to get there. Like the shot was like long. So
Yeah.
first Archie was like, huh? And then Veronica's face was like, what?
She's like,
I legit burst out laughing in the train. I was like fucking dying. She's like, wait, what?
She's like, hold on. So slow it down. Slow your roll.
When did this happen?
Yeah. So then first Archie. So then they leave, and then Archie's in the hallway with Jugs, and he's like, so, when you asked me not to tell Betty, was it because you guys are seeing each other? And I'm like, I love the fact that like Archie always gets there so late. Like, this is
Yeah.
another indication as to like how he
Yeah.
gets to things
Yeah.
so late. And Jugs is like, true, yeah, it's
Yeah,
true.
he's like, yeah.
I guess they were kind of keeping it a bit of a secret. It happened so fast, and
It happened
Archie
so
was trying
fast,
to
and like
become
I
like
just
a
feel
musician.
like their stories were so separate for the
Yeah.
last like 2 or 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Where, like they didn't have time to like just sit down and like
Right.
chat and like
Like
be,
Archie's literally like focusing on like his like music career,
Yeah.
and like these guys are trying to solve a
solve
murder.
a freaking like murder in the town. Yeah.
So I get it. And then he also says that he doesn't want him to be living in the school anymore, but then he's like, I don't want to be living at home because my dad is like pretty like in a really shitty place right now. So Jugs is like, so Archie goes, I'll talk to my dad to see if he can get your dad
We'll figure
another
it
job,
out.
but only if like your dad is down for that too. So you go talk to your dad too. So then they leave that for now. Then it cuts to Veronica talking to Betty, being like, so you talking to crazy Jugs? She doesn't say crazy Jugs,
No,
but
no.
she just says like that's
She's
so
like, when did
random.
this
Like, when did this
happen?
even happen? And Betty's like, yeah, he's been around with me for like the last little while, and it's been really great. And
So what I do love about this show is that they make it so believable, because what happened between Betty and Jugs was very real. Like it wasn't just like he saw her one day and he was like, damn, she's hot, like I'm gonna hit. It wasn't. It was so much more emotional and more like, I'm gonna be here for you if you need me.
Right.
And it was so fast, but it didn't feel fast almost. Like I feel like it makes sense. Where
Yeah.
like in other shows like PLL, like characters like
they just push
they
them
just like push them
together.
together, and I'm like, whoa, when did that happen? Like
Yeah,
how?
there's no
Is there a
development.
connection? Like so what this one I was like, I feel it. Like
Yeah.
he really was there for her, and he
For
still is,
sure,
and I'm like,
for
it's
sure.
so cute.
And it's not even like they're like making out. Like there's like this high sexual attraction or whatever.
And that's what I mean. Like it's more
just,
than that.
It's like the chemistry and the emotional like support that they both like I guess need
and she
right
said
now.
she was like he was there for me like when no
Yeah.
one else was kind of
Yeah.
thing. She was like, go girl.
Which is also begs the question, like, I guess it's a little embarrassing, but I guess it begs the question, like, why he doesn't want Betty to know that he's in a pretty shitty situation
he's
right now.
embarrassed, yeah.
Yeah, it's embarrassing. I mean, that hat's embarrassing too, but whatever. We'll move on from that.
That stanky hat.
That's stanky took. And then
Veronica's like, let's go look for your sister.
let's go look for your sister. All the while, like they're talking in the freaking hallways. So then it comes out, obviously, like 2 seconds later, that whatever they said in the rec room,
That girl like texted it to
Cheryl. So then Cheryl finds out some juicy gossip, and she goes straight to the sheriff, and then the sheriff and her mom, who randomly is also at the school. I don't know what's happening. Like, I don't know why. First of all, I don't know why the sheriff is always at the school. First of all, like, I'm pretty sure you have other things
like,
to do.
Do they have like police on site? Like, what's going on?
I don't understand. So,
but I think they were at the station, or maybe they weren't. I don't know.
Like, so then she wasn't at school.
Yeah, so she like skipped school to like go and to the station to tell the sheriff.
So then she basically says, "Sheriff, I have information. If you don't use it, I know that Polly like escaped the psych ward. If you don't do something about this, I'm gonna do something because I'm just about to tweet it right now. Send." And she sends it.
I wish they showed that, like, send.
And he's like, okay, great. Now I have to deal with this crazy stuff. So then, like, Kevin like runs down the hallway and bumps into Betty, and he's like, Cheryl just tweeted this thing out saying like #pitchforks, #Polly killed my brother. Like, it got really intense, and Cheryl's evil for that reason, but at the same time, I guess she's just trying to figure shit out. I love that
Kevin's the one that like books it first.
Yeah, because he's probably always on Twitter. Yeah.
Wasn't it his phone that like booked the sticky maple?
Probably. Yeah. Actually, that might be a great indicator.
Why?
Because he's just like surveying everything.
True.
Anyway.
Well, I feel like he's a lurker in general. I feel like he observes a lot.
Which is weird for his character.
Why?
Because he's just this random next character. Do you know what I mean?
But I feel like because he's random and he's not so much in the spotlight, he has time to lurk. Right? Like his character doesn't get into like the drama, so like he's on the side, so he has time to lurk around and like know people's drama.
I'm starting to create a theory for him, and we'll talk about it at the end of the episode, so stay tuned, guys. So let's get through the rest of it. So Jugs' dad, he goes to visit him at home.
Okay, but why is his dad's name FP?
I don't know.
Like, what does it stand for?
Yeah, I have no idea.
They're like FP. I'm like, but what is his name?
What's
like
his name?
Fred Parker?
F,
unless it's Fred, like, so they didn't want to say Fred
unless
again.
It's like EFFPE.
What?
FP. FP.
Oh, like,
no, I'm joking. No. It's definitely not that. But yeah, he looks rough. Yeah, he looks Mans bad. Looks so gross.
Mans looks bad.
Really gross. And then Jugs is like, Dad, do you want this job? Mama and Jellybean can come home. And I'm like, what is wrong with these families naming their kids like such shitty names? Jughead, Jellybean. First, I thought Jellybean was a dog when I first heard that word. And then I found out that it was like Jellybean is his sister. So then the dad is like, you know what? Fine. I'm going to go like talk to him. I think it's probably a good idea instead of like being a slob at home.
Yeah.
Then Jugs and Betty start a little search party to find their sister.
In the forest. She's not here anymore.
She ain't there.
She's not that stupid.
I know. Realistically, who's that stupid?
These people kill me.
Do they think they're gonna find her like just sitting like in a corner,
bossy, like smoking a doob like in the corner? Like, no, she's gone.
She's gonna stay in the forest, obviously. And so they're searching all the while. Like, it cuts to like a few of our characters, and then it cuts to Veronica at one point in time.
Before that one, there was Archie looking at Betty, and he was like, I'm so sorry I haven't been there for you like this whole time. Like, I've been doing my own thing. And I love that moment because I was like, he is her best friend. They were best friends in the beginning, and like the fact that he went and back and apologized, I was like, okay, this is cute. Like, it came back, you know?
I like the fact that they do pick those relationships back up, and they don't like pretend that they didn't happen.
It was a 10-second moment, and they could have ignored it, but it meant a lot because I was like, see, he's still there. He still knows that he done messed up.
Yeah, and it's the same thing that happened last episode at the variety show where she heard him singing through the speakers, but then she's like, don't got time for that shit. But at the same time, like, it's true, you know, like, she's missing out on his life and he's missing out on her life, but like at the same time, like, they come together in this episode and they are like, that's fine, don't worry about it.
So then like they walk away.
Then it cuts to Veronica and Kevin, and Veronica's like, back in Manhattan, when I was pissed at my mom, I would just grab my best friend, grab my gay friend, and grab like a hot
guy
arm candy, and then we would go and like turn
he's
up.
like, what's going on? Like, he's like, what are you talking
he's like,
about?
I am down to dance. So they like basically,
and then like she sees Reggie like through the bushes. She's like, him.
Yeah, he'll do. And so that plan
Whatever
is set.
happened to Kevin and Moose though? I feel like that story just like fell off.
They probably will come back to
Maybe.
it. They'll probably come back to it, but
like
also
they don't even like look at each other anymore. They don't even like talk for like a minute anymore.
Right.
It's like as if it never happened, but I guess they don't have time.
I guess they just want to establish that, and then they move on to other bigger things.
Yeah.
And then there's like the slow motion shot of the blossoms.
Oh my god,
through.
that was amazing. They played with the timing so much
Yeah.
in this scene. I was like, it's so like.
It was really cool. They
dramatic.
had like, and they looked like a cooler search party. Let's be real.
Yeah. Her dad looked on point.
They
with,
had like
his little hat
hunting boots on. They had like hunting dogs.
They done this before.
They had the sheriff on their side. Like these like freaking like little sad characters on the side are trying to like,
Alice
put their,
Cooper
like,
in like her freaking wedges.
Yeah. Like trying to get through the life. I don't know. So yeah, they had this like head to head, and they're like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "We're gonna find that girl," and they're like, "No, we're gonna find that girl." And
yeah,
so
because the Miss Blossom was like, whatever the mom's name is, she's like, your daughter killed my son. Like it's done now. Like,
right.
She's gonna get arrested.
And then Alice is like, "Oh yeah, bitch.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna come back real hard. Wait 2 seconds.
I'll be
I
right
gotta go
back.
to church.
Gotta put my necklace on." And so, that's what she does.
I called this the Gone Girl moment because they did like a news conference kind of press conference, and she was like
and it's a
just the
staged
way
conference
it was
too,
staged, and like
because
she'd be the Ben Affleck obviously, but like she was so like she unleashes a big bomb drop.
Yeah, even with Alice telling Betty in the beginning, she's like, "You're gonna stand there and you need to smile and like be sad."
And
No,
also,
not
don't
smile.
you feel like Alice Cooper could be Gone Girl? She's like that psycho.
Yeah.
She's so psycho.
Oh yeah.
Like that bitch already planned her murder just in case anything like happens to her.
She's like, "So if I die, this is what happens."
Yeah, so she stands up in front of everyone.
She stands up in front of everybody,
and
like everyone,
there. AKA the search party.
Yeah, it's just a search party and like a camera crew, and the Blossoms are there standing in the crowd, and they're like, Alice is essentially like, "We miss our daughter. Truth be told, she was in a crazy house. Sorry about it. Didn't want to lie about that. She was getting help. She was in the crazy house when Jason was murdered, so she's obviously not the murderer.
Yeah.
We're looking for her right now, and she would never do anything to Jason because
that's her baby daddy.
And
She's pregnant. Everyone's like, what? Everyone like freaked the F out. Cheryl started crying. I don't know why.
I mean, I know why, but
whatever.
Yeah, everybody's like faces. It's like cuts out like everybody's faces. Everyone's like, so crazy.
The mom's like, damn, you did beat me at this one.
Yeah, Alice
like,
Cooper's like, wink. And so then it cuts to like the evening, and Jugs and Betty are just kind of like walking home.
They're so cute.
They're holding hands, and then Betty I love that Betty has these like amazing epiphanies when she's with him. So she's like, yeah, when we were
like kids.
When we were kids, Polly ran away before. And then
like he looks genuinely interested in
his
her story.
He's like, tell me more.
He's like, what happened?
And then she's like, wait, gotta go, bye. And then she just like runs away.
Her and then she went. Don't forget the kiss. Okay,
fine. The kiss.
It's a big thing.
But also like it's hilarious that like
They're
she just
so
like
cute together.
She like has these epiphanies like while she's like in this intimate
and like
moment
he's not
with
even
him.
mad about it. He's like, go.
He's like, you go. You do your thing, girl. And so then she runs upstairs, and then she finds Polly in the attic.
Yeah,
just chilling. Just chilling.
Rocking away.
And she's like, help me.
Yeah, like you look like a murderer. She like covered her sister's mouth. Like, don't talk.
She's like, don't speak right now.
But she was bloody, right?
Yeah, probably.
I think she bandaged her up after.
But also, it's kind of funny that like, you know, when people leave the house, like you can probably see from the attic, like if there's cars leaving, you know.
What do you mean, like that?
Like she could have gone downstairs at some point in time to like bandage her shit up, like
it's so true.
Go take a shower.
Like the house was like quiet for like hours. They were all at the search party.
Yeah,
like, what you?
Exactly.
Like, girl, go get a Twitter account and know what's going on in the town. Like, you're just sitting in an attic.
Yeah, she's like, I'm hungry. Like, I don't even know. Like, how long has she been up there?
That's
like,
what
waiting?
I said. I'm like, get her food. She's pregnant.
Anyway, So yeah, Polly. Right now, you're not like killing it at being a mom. Just as
Yeah, like you're not starting off that
right
great.
off the top. And then it cuts to
Well, she told Betty, she was like, wait, didn't Betty ask her like, you can stay here, like you'll come live with the baby? And
right.
she's like, no, our mom and dad don't want the baby. They want
She's like,
me to,
she's like, they wanted me to put it for adoption,
yeah,
and I
surprised they
don't
didn't
want
say
that.
Abortion, because I feel like that would have been
Well,
too
the
risque
baby's like
for the show.
the baby's like
no, like
ready
even before,
to
like
come.
before that.
True.
But yeah, so Betty's like, what the hell? Okay.
And she's like, let me figure this out. Don't move. Do not leave anywhere. Like, don't just stay here and let me like talk to them and let's see what's going on.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to
The parents.
FP like going to work for the first time. He's like, yes, going to work. And then he bumps.
He wasn't that excited about it.
No, he definitely wasn't excited. And then he sees Hermione for the first time since the
like since the blackmail.
yeah, basically since the blackmail.
I forgot about that.
Same. And so she's like, don't hurt me. Like, as soon as he walks in.
She's like, what? He's like, I'm a serpent. Don't you forget this.
But then he's like, also,
don't tell friends.
Mans doesn't know. So, like, just keep that shit a secret. Like, I'm doing a snake thing on the side.
Do you think there was a love triangle in between? And maybe this is a good question for the audience, too. Like, do you guys think that Fred, FP, and Hermione had a love triangle?
Like, way back when.
Yeah.
I could see that happening like way back when, but
and then
now
maybe not so much.
He's got a
like,
wife.
Because like I thought for a minute that he would like allude to it. He'd be like, "Don't tell Fred. Like we slept together that one time, like in 1982."
Right.
But he didn't say that.
Yeah, neither did she.
Yeah, she didn't like look at him awkwardly. So I'm like, maybe not, but maybe in the future it could possibly be.
Sure.
Just because like I feel like the kids just reflect their parents, and I feel
also,
like there's always love triangles.
And I also like don't want FP to like remain a dirtbag douchebag character. Or at least like not a druggie, like just like continually a druggie.
Yeah,
it'd be cool if he can like turn up and be like a real love interest. That like Hermione would be like,
cool.
Damn,
daddy,
daddy Jugs,
daddy Jugs.
And so then Betty goes and talks to the parents, the Coops, the crazy Coops. It
cuts back a lot, like back and forth.
Yeah, because it's morning time, so they're having breakfast, right?
All right.
It's a nice thing. So
did Polly get breakfast?
I don't know.
That'd be some bullshit, Betty. That breakfast looked good.
Yeah, it did. So she's basically like, so mom and dad. So she's like, theoretically.
Like, hypothetically, if Polly was here in this house, which she isn't, and she had the baby, where could the baby sleep? And they're like, no. That baby does not exist to us. That baby is dead.
Oh my god.
We wanted to give it for adoption.
Yeah,
this is all real talk. That's what I mean. Like this is like real shit.
And they're also
like Betty's like in grade 9. Like to think that like we were in grade 9 at one point when we were having to deal with this shit. Yeah. Like, that's crazy.
No, Betty's definitely like cunning and she's like trying to understand like the situation. She also realizes that her parents are like full out lying. Not that she's hasn't realized.
She's testing them. She's
trying to see what they're going to say. But then she also like concludes the fact that they're lying because they're saying that Polly also wanted to put the baby up for adoption, which is not true.
And Polly obviously did not want to do that.
And Polly's like, no, don't do that. So they're like, okay. So in her mind, Betty's like,
she's like, I can't trust my parents. I can't trust my parents.
She can't stay in the attic anymore.
My mom makes good sausages, but I can't trust my parents.
Yeah. Don't know what's going to happen.
Good bacon in the morning, but no.
It's like BRB.
That's not enough, Mom.
Oh my gosh. And then these guys talking in the freaking rec room once again, talking about more secrets. Like, I can't even deal with this shit. And then this time around.
Okay, can we just talk about I know Cheryl's been in the episode, but where did she go last week?
I guess
she dipped. Now she's back.
I feel like
she didn't dip.
I feel like she was like low-key grounded.
She was MIA.
She's probably like high-key grounded actually because like of what the stunt that she pulled at the memorial.
I wish they had like in the show, like in the 45 minutes, they had like a running Twitter feed like on the bottom right corner.
Be like,
and like it would show like the characters like tweeting out, like so like she could be like hashtag like stuck in my room like this week. Like,
hashtag home jail.
And Kevin's like, oh okay, true. He's like the only one.
He's
like,
the only
tweeting.
one responding. He's like, LOL, retweet.
That'd be funny.
And so then Cheryl approaches Betty and is it Veronica that she's talking to, and she's like, the baby.
Yeah, I
when
think
they're talking about the
I
baby.
think she pulls like Betty aside. They go into like the classroom.
She
Whatever.
pulls Betty aside because then she's like, what's going on with his baby?
She's like, do you need money? Because I got it.
She's like, I love this baby. This baby is a game changer.
My nephew or my niece?
Yeah, it was really cute.
Yeah,
Actually,
it was
goes
very
to
cute.
show that, you know, like at the end of the day, they're really protective of who they are as like a family, and obviously Cheryl just like wants that piece of her brother back.
And I always trust. I know it's not good to say, but I trust Cheryl. I don't trust her parents, but I really trust her. I feel like she really is trying to do the right thing. Like she has a good heart.
Yeah.
So
and I definitely see it as it comes through
Yeah.
this episode. It definitely comes through it by the end of the episode for sure. And then it cuts to
boys' night out.
Boys' night out.
Such a
FP,
cute scene.
Fred, Jugs, and Archie all kind of having a dinner at Pop's. And they're just like talking about the like old times, and
Apparently, like Fred used to get it in, or the FP. I can't remember which one.
Maybe both.
Of them.
Maybe
like, we used
both.
to, like get it in.
He used to get it in. This guy was like on the football team. This guy was in a band. Like it was cute. Like they were just like reminiscing and stuff. And the kids were like, cool. Like our parents are friends again.
Like we already knew that, but yeah.
Yeah. But like now they're like more
haven't
friends.
you heard those stories like since you were growing up?
Maybe.
Like, you've been friends like forever.
Yeah, but we're only learning about them.
Okay.
So then there's this weird thing that happens at the
Such a
end.
weird, like,
they
moment.
Fred goes to grab the check, and then
Homie, chill.
FB's like, no, it's
Let
mine.
me pay for this.
I'm paying for this bill. So then he grabs.
Fred's like, okay, you sure you got money? Because you just worked one damn shift.
You
so
literally worked one shift. Or you're gonna have to like put your house down for a mortgage, or
Your
are you gonna
trailer.
be able to pay for these 4 burgers? So he takes the bill angrily, and then Jugs like comes in too, and he's like, "Do you want cash?"
I think what FP says is he looks at Fred and he goes, "You owe me."
You owe me. Yeah. And so then Jugs books that, but Jugs and Archie book that.
Also, right before that, it was really cute how the dad was like, "Betty's your girlfriend,"
Yeah.
and he's like, "Dad, stop."
He's like, "Shut up,
He's like, no,
shut up, Todd. Don't want to talk about it right now."
Don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. So then he he turns up and he's like, "I got this bill. Get away from me." And then Fred's like, "All right, I own a construction company, but sure." And so then. And now V once again goes to talk to her mama. Mama.
They are so funny together.
Mija.
Mia, he just tells to me, the bitch. You wasted my money. But they're these two together are hilarious.
Veronica and Hermione.
And when they're like mad at each other, it's even
jokes.
more funny.
It's
like,
so jokes. So, because then
Hermione is a weak ass mom though, for sure. Like I can already feel it. Like this woman gets
She
like
has no
railroaded.
control.
Like she has no control
No
over her
control.
daughter.
The fact that Veronica has like a plan to know exactly
Like
how
when
to like
move
screw
into
her
her mom and like F
and
her
how
up.
it's gonna
Yeah.
turn. Yeah, she knows exactly what happens. So, so yeah, basically Veronica's like, "Are you gonna fess up to the fact that you forged my damn signature?" I can't believe that she's actually still pissed about this. By the way, the signature forging.
I mean,
we find out
yeah.
a deeper situation.
I
As
mean,
to
I would
why.
be pissed. I would be pissed too. But I also feel like it's coming from a place of like she's mad that like Hermione got it in with Fred too.
Yeah, 100%.
Which is probably
It's like her
over-
family's falling apart kind of thing. So then she doesn't resolve it, and she's like, "If you're not gonna like fix this right now, I'm gonna leave because my friends are about to take me out."
she walks out and she's like in like her like club outfit.
Yeah.
And mom's like, "You ain't going clubbing." Like she already knew like that's her clubbing
Yeah.
outfit, and she was like, "Yeah, mom, I'm gonna go clubbing because that's what I do when I'm pissed at you."
Yeah.
And then so she's like, "Yeah, you're not gonna say sorry. I'm gonna go clubbing."
And then she like waits like a few beats, and then she's like, "You're not leaving this house."
Yeah, she
like,
legit closes the door, and then her mom's like, "Don't leave." Like, she's
like,
gone.
she's gone.
Did
She's
you not
not-
hear the door like
she's not
slam
gonna hear
shut,
you.
you idiot?
I'm trying to shoot a tweet out to her.
And she's like sitting that whole time, like,
Yeah.
girl, like go and get your daughter.
Go
like,
get-
make
yeah.
movements.
She's like,
You're just sitting.
But wait, I'm like, okay, fine.
This was a really fun
N-Bea,
scene,
you get
though.
your going out moment.
Yeah,
This
see?
is all you wanted.
See? That's
So
all I wanted.
it all comes through.
It was. I feel like they needed it in this episode because
Yeah.
it broke up every
It
like
breaks-
emotional moment. There was a lot of emotions this episode.
Music
This
was
was,
on
like,
point.
Music was on point.
Loved it.
Who they were playing? Tovlo.
It was like some
I
sort
think
of
they were playing Tovlo.
new agey, loungy stuff.
My closed captioning said it. I think it might
Oh,
be
okay.
Tovlo.
Hashtag Tovo.
AKA your girl.
Yeah, true.
So the scene was really funny.
Veronica
The
got
whole club scene.
Yeah, the whole scene got weird.
They're all like dancing together.
And then she's like,
how did they get in?
Yeah.
How did they get in?
I mean, I guess
they have money,
the assumption,
so they can get in.
Yeah.
I didn't know Riverdale like had clubs.
Same.
But cool.
It's probably
they're
the
like
only one.
they're
It's like
dancing.
the Dragonfly in Niagara Falls. Shout out.
It's like the one club that all the 19-year-olds can go to.
Yeah, the one. Yeah.
But they're not even. They're like 15.
They're like 15 years old. They're children.
And then Veronica's like, I used to go clubbing in New York.
Yeah.
Like, girl, where? Like,
where
all
did they let you
ages?
in? Yeah, all ages.
Like, you were like 13 at that time. What were you doing?
Yeah, seriously.
So then, like, they like stop dancing because like they're all like tired.
Yeah.
So they go on.
They got a booth.
They got a booth. They got money.
I'm sorry. Okay.
They're not in Toronto because those booths cost a lot of
like
money.
$700 a night.
But they got a booth.
Yeah.
Like off
for 4
people in
people
another room
Okay,
too.
cool.
Like it wasn't like in the club. It was like outside
on the
like
side.
yeah. So they're all
Yeah.
like sitting whatever.
And it was like beautifully lit.
Yeah, it was like nice and bright, and they're all like sweating. And then what's her face? Veronica's like, yeah, you know, guys. They're like, yo, you're using your mom's card to like get all this stuff.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah. She's like, this is what I used to do too.
Yeah.
She's like,
you know, yeah.
It was really hard. And then it got real. I'm like, damn it. I'm like, we can't get through like 5 minutes of just being
all
like
these
turned
like
up.
all these guys like Josie's like I just want to dance, like freaking Reggie's like, yo, what's going on? And then she's like,
this part killed me though,
getting
because she was like,
real.
you know, when my dad got arrested, it was like really hard. Like they took everything
Yeah.
away from me.
Yeah.
They're like, she said they took our money. And then Josie's like, oh, okay. She's like, they took my yacht. And Josie's like, what? Like, Josie's face was like, no.
She's like, not your yacht.
She's like, not your yacht. And then Veronica's like, and they took the clothes off my back.
She's like,
and Josie's like,
literally.
no.
She's about to
was like,
stomp the fuck
knock
out.
your clothes off your back, girl. Like her face, please watch it again. Her face is like,
Yeah,
yacht.
no, I noticed.
Yacht? She's like, no. Like I thought she had a yacht. She was what the
But also it's kind of funny because I think it does like
oh my god, I'm
joke about the
dying.
fact that these rich families like lost things that normal people never
Would
had to
never
begin
have,
with, right? Like
exactly.
a yacht.
But
It's
she's
like,
like,
what a
The
tragedy.
clothes off my back. She's like, no.
She's
the
like,
clothes
that's
off
where
my
it
back.
stops. And then she's like,
That is too much.
and then she's like, and then when it happened, my mom sat down in my canopy bed, like
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
$1 million canopy bed,
yeah.
which was like a
It's
little.
just her lie, and I feel like they know
it's
they're
just like
doing
who she,
it.
I feel like
so
it's just who
funny.
she is as Veronica,
Yeah.
like Lodge. She just like has the she-ness to
Yeah.
her, but she's also like a real girl.
Yeah.
So she's like, my mom sat me down at the edge of my canopy bed, and she said, the only
Don't
thing,
forget who you are.
yeah, the only thing that you have that no one can ever take from you is your name. And then she's like, and then that bitch stole my name.
And like I love how no one else is chiming in
because no
They're
one's,
just
everyone's like,
girl, we're at clubbing right now. We're clubbing.
but
Why
also
are
like
you
everyone's
talking
like,
about
but what are you
emotions?"
talking about? Like, how did she steal your name? Like, you can't use your
True,
name.
'cause they don't even know
They
the
don't even know the
story.
story.
Wow, that's so
She's
true.
like, she stole my name. I was like, this
Josie's
is-
like, but how? What?
she's like so
Can we
dramatic
go
about
dance
it.
again?
Yeah, he's like,
And then the club guy comes. He's
Yeah.
like, you can't be here.
your shit got declined, and it's stolen.
She's like, my American Access card?
And
what?
then basically she gives him a wad of cash, and then he's like,
She like pulls it out of her bra. I'm like,
yeah, yeah.
This girl's crazy.
And so then they like dip, I guess. After
She's
that.
like pimp daddy. She's got cash
everywhere. They're just like caking, and so
Reggie was pretty like useless. I thought he would be more like funny,
more funny.
like
Yeah.
in that moment. But I guess she had to take control of that moment. It was like her moment to get like real.
Yeah, and his character, I think, in general, is like pretty dopey and like doesn't never really added anything to the conversation.
It was
or
kind of
anything.
random that he was there too.
I think he was just the antagonist to Archie in the comic books. That's pretty much it. So it cuts to the boys again talking some real shit in the garage. But at this point, I think Fred like dipped. He like either went back to sleep or something. I don't know what's happening. And so it's just FP.
Yeah, like where did he go?
Yeah, he's like, time to go to sleep. Gotta go to work tomorrow. He's like the only one who's actually like focused on life. And so FP is talking to Archie and Jugs, and Archie's like, so real quick, can you tell me what you meant by my dad owes you something?
And it was so cute because Jughead was like, yo, dude, like just stop. Like,
can we just go to
quit
yeah,
at our head? Like don't like make
let's
drama.
not talk about this. And then he's like, listen, your dad stole the company that we started together after I had to be bailed out of jail. It was wrong.
Yeah. He's like, I needed money and your daddy didn't, because your daddy only had one kid and I had 2 kids and a wife and medical bills.
Yeah.
So I don't know why he said medical bills, because
Yeah.
like that kind of like thinged me. So I'm like, maybe Jellybean like is sick or was sick at that time.
He's like, we were
like,
we weren't the
money.
same, and basically like he got into some trouble. He went to jail, and then he bought him out. He was like,
he bought him out with his bail money.
With his bail money.
So he's like, I was owed way more than that, like,
right?
Because that was my company too.
And then like since he talked about all this deep shit, he's like, now it's time for a drink. So then he starts like swinging away at this like little Mickey that he had in his pocket, and
He's
Jugs is like,
creeper.
there's all these like side eye shots of Jugs being like poor dad can't deal with this. He's like,
why, daddy? Why
you gotta be like that? And then Archie's like, interesting. Like, this fucking kid.
Archie's just like, what can I make of this situation?
Can I make of this situation that I just
useless,
done
man.
fucked up?
Go with your girlfriend. Where's Val?
Yeah, I know. She's like on pause right now. And then
She's on pause.
so this happens like, I guess we kind of mixed it. We crushed like Veronica's thing together.
Because I'm telling you, everything cuts back and forth.
It cuts
It's
back
just
and
like,
forth.
let's just get over the one
So
scene.
basically, Veronica's like, yes, my mom like cut me off. So like she's like in it.
she's ready now.
She's ready now to like negotiate.
She fermented. She's ready to be told.
Yeah, basically.
Which was really stupid.
And then
but
it cuts
whatever.
back again. I did it like in pure sequence. Like then it cuts back to like Archie and Fred talking and how he like
my notes were like that too, but I'm like, I bet you we're gonna
have
start
to mash
like
them together.
We're gonna start just grouping them up.
Yeah. Because then it cuts to Archie and Fred saying like, yo, I did cut him off. It's true.
Yeah, because Archie goes to hit that. He's like, can you please tell me this, like the real
like what
scoop?
happened?
And Fred's like, you want my side of the story?
I'll tell you
got
what happened.
And he was like, he was sketch. He was like taking materials from me. He was stealing from us. He's like, and like, if you can't get your shit together, I'm gonna fire you. Like, you're out.
Yeah.
You're cut.
And then Archie's like, but then also like Jugs was like,
yeah,
a part of that.
He was like, when someone's
situation.
sinking, you can't like
Let
they
them
can't
drown
like
you.
Yeah, and then Archie's like, but my friend is Juggy.
He drowning.
He drowning too.
He's sleeping at school.
Can we help him, Daddy?
And then it cuts to Veronica and Hermione, and she's like, Mija, let's talk. Let's talk about it, girl. And so basically she says, let me have sex with Fred because I don't know what's happening. Just let me do it, please.
She's like,
don't know.
The affair will resume. Like, she was not stopping. Like, do not tell this woman not to get the D, because she will plow through
She's
you.
like,
This affair is not gonna stop.
she's like, don't
She called
get it
the
twisted.
affair.
I'm gonna keep fucking that guy, so don't get in my way. And then Veronica's like,
just not in this house, Mom.
and then she's like, deal.
I don't want to hear anything.
I can't believe that was like an actual
like it just felt so
conversation that they had. And then she's also like, can you please tell Papa that you forged my signature?
Daddy. She kept calling
I know
him Daddy.
I know it's better than Daddy. Okay, Papa. I wanted to make it sound a little bit more romantic. It's like, Daddy, don't tell me about your signature. I didn't mean for it to come out that sexually.
Stop. That's really weird.
Okay, moving on. So she's like, yeah, we'll call your dad. Don't worry. Then it cuts to.
Does she call him Daddy too?
She's like, I would tell your daddy. I would tell your daddy that you didn't forge a signature. Yeah, that's exactly what she says.
Oh, man.
So then Jugs is in trouble. So it cuts to him like walking into
the sheriff is at the school
once again. Yeah. And now the principal is like shaking his head, being like, because there's this whole wall of investigation that he's doing on the side. I don't know why that's a crime.
Yeah.
And then, so here's the difference between PLL and this show. Fingerprints become consequence in this fucking show, because even though it was like a very quick moment, like last episode when they were holding when Jughead lifted the car and all the weed and stuff in the back of the car that was when it's later burnt in the episode, they were able to lift his prints off of it, and that's when Betty was like, your prints
don't
are gonna
touch
get
it.
everywhere.
Yeah, she's like, Jug, don't touch it. Your prints.
And so
she's so smart.
Yeah, so it kind of worked out. Also, they found her prints, but also now I'm thinking about it. How did they get her prints?
The car was
she's
burnt.
She never like got.
She never touched it. And also, the car like exploded. So like, how did you get fingerprints?
I don't know. They were able to lift them somehow. So then he was like, it was stupid because he was like, So we know that you guys found the car. So it makes sense that you guys have fingerprints in the car. But then I did more investigating and I saw that you had to burn the school down. And then I noticed that you've been bullied all this 14. Time. Did you murder Jason Blossom? How did you get to that conclusion? Yeah. This poor kid.
When did you have time? Because there was a search for Polly like a minute ago. Like so what were you doing?
Yeah, and where is Polly? Useless. Have you found her yet?
And where are your notes? Go make your wall again, because that shit like someone stole it.
Maybe you should take Jugs and take his notes.
He's probably jealous.
Farther ahead. Yeah.
His wall is nicer than mine. His wall of photos.
And he's like, how did you get into so much bullying? Like when you were a kid, he's like, my name is Jughead. How would you not think that I wouldn't get bullied with that name? So it's funny that they even call it, because it's funny because we've talked about it a few times.
And that's what I love. Like they book themselves. So it's good.
They try to make it like a real without being like too heavy.
Yeah.
And does anyone else think that it's ridiculous that Jughead is a suspect in the situation currently?
Yeah, no, it's so stupid. It was just sad to me how he was like, he saw Betty and Archie on the way out. He's like, call my dad.
Yeah, he's like, Papa. Everybody's Papa.
No, he didn't say that. He called his dad, not daddy.
I'm joking.
He's like, call my dad.
Call my dad.
Dad is okay. Like, when you say daddy, that it excessively just sounds a little.
I know. Anyway.
Okay, anyways.
So
but yeah, you're right. It's ridiculous. Like no.
I never thought he was no. And I guess he's narrating the story, so I guess we're seeing it on a different angle. Like he's narrating the story, so we already know for like mostly a fact that he's not the murderer.
But I want to get to this point because I want to ask you guys if you guys think this. When so his dad doesn't show up because his dad's like MIA. Yeah. Fred shows up. Yeah. And Fred saves Juggy. Yeah. By saying that no, Jughead was working for me that week. Yeah. And the cop's like, yeah, can you prove it? And he goes, yeah, I have like the timestamps for it. I have an alibi. Yeah. I almost feel like this Jughead thing is happening because somewhere down the line, it's gonna fuck over Fred, because he's purging himself right now. Yeah. Right? He's lying. He's creating like evidence.
He is lying, but
you're right. Like the Jughead thing being like him getting arrested is kind of pointless, but it got Fred involved.
For sure. So it could become a thing for sure. Yeah. So right before that happens, that they bail him out of jail, it cuts to Cheryl and her mom kind of like sitting and chilling in like their gigantic mansion house. And she's basically asking Cheryl, the mom is basically asking Cheryl, so she's like, you used to say that Polly was like a party girl. Like, did she ever do drugs?
Did you ever see her doing drugs?
And then Cheryl's like, I don't think so. So then she's like, all right, cool, because we would not want an unfit mother for our child.
So obviously she's trying to like.
So clearly Cheryl's booking that shit because she's not stupid. And at that point in time in the episode, I think I was basically like, Cheryl better come through. Because I was like, she better like take this information and go. And so yeah, get bailed out. FP comes late to the jailhouse, and he has a moment with his dad. Yeah. He's basically like,
Dad, are you gonna get your shit together or what?
And he's like, yeah.
He's like, give me like, I need like 2 months.
He's like, yeah,
I need 2 months to get my shit together. So go live with Archie.
So he goes. So yeah, anyway, so they leave but they do leave together. He like gets his ass home, and Betty goes with them, and then like that's it. Then it cuts to the phone call with Mr. Lodge, which we don't hear. Daddy
calls.
Gotta call Daddy. Daddy Lodge.
I was actually excited about the call.
Yeah, same.
And I didn't even play it.
I wanted to hear his voice.
I wanted to hear Daddy's voice.
This is getting so weird.
No, but I was expecting to hear his voice. I had to be like, did you get the money or something, right?
Yeah,
and then they just like cut.
That's true. Then it cuts to Fred forging the alibi, the time card, and then it cuts again to Polly at Pop's Diner in full public. Like,
okay, this scene.
Were they in hiding? Were they not in hiding? Are they in like some dream world? Why would you take her to
Pop's?
Yeah.
Go meet in the damn forest.
I don't know.
I didn't understand that. Yeah, I'm like, what the hell, guys? I'm like, this girl is missing. Like, what are you doing?
They were going to meet the parents there, I guess. But
I know, but still.
Why would you do it in a public place? It doesn't make any sense. The sheriff could literally roll up.
Yeah, it was
like,
stupid.
It didn't make any sense.
I feel like they needed a set to like film in or something.
Like, so is she hiding or not? Like, what's happening? So anyway, Cheryl comes through and she's like, where are your parents? She's about to touch the baby.
And Veronica was there too. Which is weird because like she was just on the phone with Daddy. So like, what happened?
With Daddy.
That call was really fast.
Real quick. And so Cheryl comes in and she's
Cheryl
about to
comes
touch
in.
like the stomach, and she's like, oh. And then she's like, you gotta go.
Oh.
She's like, you leave. She's like, you gotta leave.
Gotta go. My parents
moms
are
are gonna
sketch.
come after you. Like, they think that you're crazy. They want to get rid of you. They just want the baby. And so Polly freaks out. She's like, where am I gonna go?
Polly's like, where do I go now?
And then Veronica like comes through and she's like, you can live with
She's like, "You can stay with
me and
me."
my like adulterous mom.
She's having an affair.
So that's gonna come out too. And so she's like, okay, cool, thanks. And
But then no, it was funny because she was like, I can leave or something, and Veronica's like, she needs medical help. She's pregnant.
yeah, she needs prenatal
doctors.
vitamins.
Yeah.
And so she's basically like, yeah, you can stay with us. And then Hermione's like, anything for the daughters of Alice Cooper, which I guess
was
shows
weird,
I guess
'cause, like,
shows that they're like they were connected way back when.
Oh yeah.
Like close. Then it cuts to a real quick shot of FP like drinking again in the background. He like moves and it's like a slow zoom shot into his closet.
I knew there was
and
something.
it's Jason's next jacket.
He has 2 jackets.
So there's like 2, 3,
no,
4
no.
Letterman jackets.
No, he burned the car and he took the jacket out of it.
Oh wow! I didn't even.
Yes.
I didn't even connect that. I'm so
Yes.
stupid.
Yeah, he went
true.
before he burned the car. He took the jacket, probably took the drugs too, because this guy's a drug dealer. Then burnt the car
Wow,
down.
you're so smart.
And he knows something more.
Oh wow! So anyway,
Or he
that's-
just like raided the car.
so that's the end of the episode. So it leads into, but what does
You're
that
like,
mean?
Jason has 2 jackets, and they're both so clean.
I don't, that one could have had a little bit of ashes on it or something, so I would have made the
but I
connection.
guess
I'm
because,
stupid,
like,
guys.
He burned it after. No, as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, he has 2 jackets. I'm like, oh, wait, no, he stole it from the car. Got it.
Right. So now you know that he's involved in some way, or the snakes are involved in
The
some way.
snakes are involved for sure in what happened
But
with
also,
Jason.
okay, can you give me real?
Like Grundy was selling weed on the low for sure.
This
Something,
girl's
I don't
a
know.
drug dealer. But real quickly,
I don't know.
why in hell would they keep the jacket? Can you tell me? Is it nice? Is it pretty? Like,
That is my number
do they
one
want to
question.
like remove
Like,
Jason and put in Archie because he can't afford a jacket? Like, I don't know what's happening.
yeah, why would you take his jacket?
It's evidence.
I don't
It's
get
full
it.
evidence. Like,
Yeah,
just
I don't know.
burn it with a car.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I ask Norman Bates the same question every episode. Why do you keep the pearls?
mementos? Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah,
So
because he's a psycho. Anyway, that's another conversation. So now we know the snakes are involved. We also need to talk about this baby real quick.
Yeah.
Is it factual? This is me just throwing it out to the ether to you guys and to you, N-Bea.
To the audience. Because I don't
Is this
think
baby
so.
legit?
Yeah, I think it is.
For sure? Like 1 billion %?
I mean,
I just want to put it out there because I don't want this to come and smack us in the face at one point in time being like, true, the baby wasn't real this whole time. Because
she's that crazy.
She's that crazy and we don't really know the truth, and at the same time,
But like, has nobody checked her stomach?
I mean, Cheryl barely touched. She didn't even touch it.
She was staying at a like mental asylum. Like they would have had to like done things on her.
Tests
no?
on her
Yeah,
and stuff.
no. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
Look, I've watched PLL enough where anything can freaking happen.
That's what I mean.
And they make you
scarred
believe
by
shit.
PLL.
Yeah, I know, you're right. They make you believe the most dumb shit.
Right.
And
so
then it
everything's
happens.
a clue and everything's a potential situation.
Yeah, but I also feel like this baby is gonna. It pushes a lot of the storyline,
Yeah.
so I almost feel like there has to be a baby.
You know, I questioned it in the beginning of the episode, and by the end of the episode, it kind of answered my question because of the fact that I was like, it's what Cheryl said. She was like, this baby will change everything.
Yeah.
So if the baby's not real, or if something happens to the baby, or if something happens to Polly, even if
I mean,
the baby,
do you
like,
think, another question is, do you guys think that she will end up having the baby if it is real?
I think if the baby's real, they'll definitely have to have
the
the baby.
Okay.
I think that's
So
like
you
a
don't think
definite.
she'll lose the baby along the way?
And if it is, then they're just basically back at square one.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
with that relationship
Yeah.
and that whole like war between
True,
the families.
True.
So like I feel like you only insert a baby into the situation if one, it's to like create peace, or two, create drama, a little bit of everything,
Or prove how crazy she is.
or prove how crazy she is,
because that could be a
because
big
it
thing
ain't
too.
real.
Because she still could be crazy.
Like
as
who know? We don't know.
AF.
We don't know this whole story.
I also think, in saying that, I also think that this whole living thing with her and Veronica is not going to work out. Like, I can't imagine her living with Veronica and the mom for 8 months now. Like,
Yeah.
that seems weird to me.
I mean, maybe not 8 months. I think she's like ready to pop
but
anytime
still,
soon. But
no, it's like 6 months. She probably has.
maybe 6 months. Yeah.
But still,
3
that's what I
more
mean. I
months.
don't feel like, I don't see that storyline. I just don't see that happening. My next prediction, and I want to ask you and our audience, is Archie and Jughead. is there gonna be some beef between those two?
Some feudy life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
now
so.
they're sleeping together now. Not like that. Sorry, not like I mean like in the same room. Like they're like brothers almost. But do you feel like at some point now that they're like living together, it's gonna push them closer, which may like create more drama?
Yeah.
And I also feel like, do you feel that Archie can get cheese that Jughead?
Yeah,
for Betty?
I definitely think that it's gonna become like a are you my brother, or is this like dicks before chicks?
Yeah, because in that
Chicks
episode
before
he was
dicks.
like, Archie was like, dude, we're cool, like go do that.
Yeah.
That's totally fine.
But I
also feel like it's gonna come to a point where he's gonna like, I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe not.
Who knows? Maybe he's just there to support his friend. We don't know for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can definitely see it as
Yeah.
a potential issue or something that can come up.
Just because now that they're living together, it pushes their stories together more.
Right.
Because they're physically closer to each other.
And at the same time, like, I think at the end of the day, even though Jugs like can't stand his dad, he's always gonna be up for like batting up for his dad.
Yeah.
So the fact that there's this like obvious disconnect between Fred and FP, like they might have to take sides
Exactly.
at some point in time. So I can definitely see.
Well,
like,
I think that's what it was gonna happen, because even at the hospital, that the police station, Jugs was like, "Dad, I'll come with you. I'll come home with you," and Dad was like, "No, don't. Like literally, don't come with me.
Yeah.
Like stay with Archie."
But realistically, like fam is fam, and like these parents are really fucked up. They're worse than the kids, to be honest. So
for sure. And also, it's really sad that they're off for 3 weeks.
Yeah, I just
what are we
gonna
do for 3 weeks?
I have no idea. If you guys have any ideas for what we should do for the next 3 weeks, please tweet us at recap_rewind. And yeah, let us know what you guys want to hear, what you guys want to talk about for the next 3 weeks.
If you
what
want
are you guys
a
gonna do for the
recap
next
from
3 weeks?
us,
Yeah,
it comes back on the 30th, March 30th.
Okay, so yeah, a bit of time.
It's like two episodes.
2 full episodes, and then we got to go back into it
We gotta go back in
for the last
spring.
For the last 3 episodes, 8, 9, 10, right? I think
there's more.
Oh, there's more.
I think
than
there's
that.
13.
Ooh, that's
13
exciting.
episodes. So I think they did like
this is
7,
their-
7,
This is
7,
their
6 or whatever.
mid-season finale.
Can't count. Yeah. Okay, guys.
So
yeah, let us know. Comment below.
And don't forget to subscribe, guys.
Subscribe. Yeah.
Please.
We need more.
We need more subscriptions.
We need more lovers and more daddies.
Daddy Lodge. Subscribe.
Okay, bye.
Bye.